Hi everybody, it's me, Corrie T, and in today's video we're going to be talking about social media and the do's and the don'ts of social media, particularly while you're manifesting a specific person, because I know, I've been there, I know how seductive and tempting social media can be to look at your person online, to Facebook stalk them, to look at them on Instagram, to investigate, to see what we can find about their life, to see if we can find any information that will tell us more about the story that we're creating. But the problem is, every time we do that, we're looking outside of us for the answers, and we're forgetting that we are in control. We're forgetting that we have the power. And every time we look at them for information, we're kind of putting them on a pedestal. We're looking outside of us for the answers. We're looking outside of us for validation, and that is the opposite of what we need to be doing. And it feels not very nice. The other thing when you're looking at social media is that when you see something on someone else's profile, you automatically start making up stories and assumptions about what you're seeing, and it's all a facade, because we know we're only ever seeing the best bits of people's lives. It's curated so that we're seeing the good stuff. We're forgetting that other things exist behind the scenes, and when we're manifesting, it's so easy to make up stories and make them far worse than they actually are, and then we go down this negative spiral, and it's just not fun. So remember, social media is an illusion, and you know that because you post on social media too, probably, and you know that you put the best bits on, and you don't put on the bits of your doubts and your fears and your worries and your wobbles. So just know that everybody else is doing that too, just to protect yourself from what you're seeing, particularly when it comes to your specific person. And the other side of this is when you're posting on social media so that they see, and you're posting stories and you're hoping that they will see them, and you're checking, have they seen my story? Did they like my post? And then you check who liked their post, and you're posting on social media in the hope that you will somehow get some validation from them, even if they don't even interact with the post. You kind of know that maybe they've seen it, but every time you do that, you're putting out this kind of needy energy, and you're doing it for them and not for you. So this is the way that you can decide how to use social media so that you're not doing it for validation. What I do is I say to myself, would I be posting this if I didn't care if that person saw it or not? Would I be posting this for me? Does it matter if they see it or not? What am I trying to get? And if you feel like one of the biggest reasons why you're posting something or doing something on social media is to get their attention, is to get their validation, then just don't do it, because it's not helping your healing. It's not helping you learn to validate yourself. So this is why social media can be so dangerous, because it's such a quick fix. We get that really quick fix of knowing that they've seen us. We get that quick fix of getting a like. But that quick fix dies so soon, and it's not sustainable. And then we're still dependent on their behavior, aren't we? But the goal here is to learn to validate ourselves, to know that we're sexy, to know that we're beautiful, to know that we're amazing, not because they told us, not because they liked the picture, not because they saw us in a particular way, but because we just know we're good enough exactly as we are. So what I did while I was manifesting my person was I stopped being friends with him on Facebook. I didn't want to see that story unfolding. I didn't want to perpetuate that cycle that I was in of him being away, him being with someone else, and all of this stuff. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to give it any attention. I never once looked up that girl that he was seeing ever, because I knew that every time I looked at her, I was saying, you're more important than me. You're more important than me. Every time that person came into my head, it would be like my unconscious mind was starting to believe that that person was more important than me. And I'm like, no, that's not happening. I'm not doing that. So that's the first thing I would suggest, is stop stalking your person. Stop investigating. Stop doing that. Give yourself a break. Because while you're giving yourself a break, you're giving yourself the opportunity to create the story that you do want, to create the images that you do want to see, to visualize what you do want to see on social media. If you're finding this really difficult to stay off social media, and you're finding it like it's a bit of an addiction, and you're finding that a huge reason for why you're posting is because of them, then I would suggest, honestly, taking a break completely from social media. And that is what I had to do, because I was addicted to social media. I was addicted to posting and hoping that he would see what I was posting, trying to be in his mind. I was like manipulating him basically by just making sure that he didn't forget about me, because I was scared that he would forget about me. He wouldn't have. He didn't. And I had a 3-month, 4-month break from social media. Did he forget about me? Of course he did not. You can trust that whoever you're manifesting is not going anywhere. You're not just going to disappear. So don't worry about needing to be in their view all the time. That's just not a thing. You don't need that to happen for you to create the relationship that you want and to create the communication that you want. So how can you use social media in a positive way? Okay, this is what I did. I made a private account that no one knows exists on Instagram, and I used that private account as like a vision board. And on that account, I post things that I like. I post things that I want to create. It's literally like a vision board. And every time I see something that I like on Instagram or, anywhere on the internet, I'll take a screenshot of it, I'll post it. It's just a positive board for myself where I can just play with images. And the other thing that I sometimes do on my private account is post pictures with captions of things that I want to have happened. So I would post a caption of something that I wanted to create as if it had already happened. I would basically write out the caption that I would have written if I was posting this to all of my friends. And it's really fun to do that, because it's like you're actually doing it. You're actually living in the end of that, aren't you? Because you're writing it out, you're imagining posting it, you're pressing post as if it's already happening. And that's been really fun for me, because I've posted things just, for fun or whatever, and then interestingly looked at my public page, looked at my personal actual account, and then suddenly I have actually posted those things that I posted on my private account like months and months and months ago. They actually happened. It's really interesting. And you can do that on Facebook too, because you can set your privacy to private so no one can see your posts, and you can write things out. Just make sure that when you do this particularly on Facebook, that your privacy settings are set to just lock so that only you can see it, because you don't want to have that embarrassing thing where you post something that hasn't happened yet and people will start commenting on it or something like that. You don't want that. This is just for you. This is just a kind of personal activity for you to play around with and have fun with, and just create the things that you want to tell people have happened, and, have fun with that creation. But it's just for you, for no one else. It's just a fun activity that feels good, and it's just a little thing that you can play with. And you never know, you might end up posting those things in real life for everybody to see in the future. So in short, don't stalk the person that you're manifesting. Give yourself a break. Let yourself and your mind have the time to create the images and the stories that you want to be real and you want to see. Because every time you look at the story that you don't like, that might be unfolding at the moment, you're giving it power. You're just giving it more and more power every time you look at it, and it's making you feel bad. And you don't like it. It's just that it's addictive, and trying to get that information makes you feel like you're getting somewhere. But remember, you are the power, not them. And we're not going to keep them on a pedestal anymore. It's all down to you. If you need to give yourself a break from social media, that's a good thing. And it's actually amazing. It makes you feel freer and more in control, and it makes you feel lighter. And it's quite nice to have a little social media break. And the other thing that you definitely should not do is stalk a third party. They don't exist. They're not there. They're not a thing. We're not going to give them any power at all. Every time you do that, you're saying you're more important than me. No, we're not doing that anymore. You're the most important. You're the only one that matters. You're the only one. That's it. And then the other thing with social media in a positive way is use a private account to create a vision board of things that you want to happen and posts that you want to post that no one can see except for you. And it's just fun. And that's it. So those are my tips for social media. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. If you would like some coaching, then let me know. Send me an email and I'll get back to you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.